Hi guys, yeah, just some breaking news I thought I'd talk about concerning football today. So as you know, I'm a big Liverpool fan, and yeah, some pretty big and shocking and potentially disturbing news about European football next season. Yeah, so the European Super League is something that's been rumoured and talked about for quite a few months. I thought it was just gossip, rumours, and nothing to be taken too seriously. Like that, this a European Super League with all the big teams competing. But isn't that just the Champions League? So what's the difference and all that? I was just never a fan. But now fresh rumours have come out today that apparently many big teams, including the Premier League Big Six and some big sides across Europe, have apparently agreed to it, and pen has been put to paper, and something's going to be announced very soon, and it's caused a hell of an uproar on Facebook, on social media, on Facebook. People are so opposed to it, going, "What the hell's this? A European Super League?" And I'm baffled. So I'm on Independent right now, and this is what what? So, a competition which would end football as we know it. The prospect of a European Super League has never looked closer following Sunday's dramatic developments that 12 teams have formally signed up to play in the proposed breakaway tournament. For years, talk of a European Super League has been shrouded in mystery, but the recent reports, as well as the Premier League and UEFA's swift and stern reaction, has brought it sharply into focus. But what would the competition look like? Who would be involved? And what would it mean for the Premier League and the Champions League next season? So, according to reports from multiple outlets, including the Times and New York Times, the proposed competition would include 20 teams made up of 15 permanent founding members, with the other spaces in the league available to clubs throughout domestic qualification. The 20 teams would be split into two groups of 10, with each team in a group playing with each other either home and away. A playoff-style format would then follow, with the top 4 teams from each group qualifying for this stage. It would involve two-legged ties with home and away legs, similar to the current knockout stages of the Champions League. A key difference, however, is that the knockout rounds would be seeded to reflect group stage performance, with first playing fourth and second playing third. After the quarter-finals and semi-finals, the 2 remaining teams would meet in the final, with the winner crowned champion of the competition. Who would be involved? So it's understood that all of England's so-called Big Six would be involved. The Big Six, yes, you know, Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, City, and Tottenham, and also European teams: Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid have agreed to it from Spain. Juventus, AC Milan, and Inter Milan have also apparently agreed to it. So the three big teams from the Italian League and the Spanish League, Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, as well as PSG, have come out in opposition to the proposal. But they would make up the 15 permanent clubs involved if the other 12 were able to get them on side. There would be space for clubs not involved as permanent members of the league to qualify for the European Super League through their performance in their domestic league, but it is currently unclear how this would work. So when it would take place. The European Super League would not replace the Premier League or other domestic league competitions. So that's what I was worried about. I was worried this was going to replace the Premier League next season, like Liverpool and the other Big Six teams were not going to be in the Premier League. I thought that was going to happen. I was like, but apparently not. Apparently Liverpool and the other Big Six and the other big teams in Europe, they'll still be in their domestic leagues. So yes, it would not replace the Premier League or other domestic league competitions. Matches will be held in midweek across the season. Only the final would be played at the weekend. It is said the competition could start from 2022 so it wouldn't be next season, it would be the season after next. It could start from 2022 at the earliest. Would there be relegation? Under current proposals, there would be no relegation from the league. For the clubs who qualify for the European Super League through the domestic league performance, there will be no guarantee that they will be able to take part the following season. It's so complicated. What? Why is this happening now? It is believed, that Sunday's developments are in response to UEFA's proposed Champions League reforms. UEFA were set to discuss the reforms on Monday, which were thought to be a compromise from European football's governing body by offering the clubs in favour of a breakaway competition more matches. The reformed Champions League would have come into effect from 2024. Under the proposals, 36 teams would play in one league in a Swiss model, with each team playing 10 games. A knockout stage would then follow, blah, blah, blah. The reformed Champions League was proposed to favour the club central to the European Super League's plans, and blah, 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 blah. So if the European Super League goes ahead, which it could very much do with these rumours, it would effectively replace the Champions League, which would be huge. Huge. What has the response been? It's been mostly negative from fans, from football pundits, from ex-footballers. It's been mostly negative. On my football chat on Facebook, there's been a massive debate about how this is just so greedy and this is wrong and it shouldn't be happening. But yeah, the Premier League said in a statement that a Super League would destroy the premise of open competition, while UEFA and other top domestic leagues have signed a joint statement of condemnation. So UEFA are not happy about this. FIFA have previously threatened to ban players from participating in World Cups if they participate in breakaway tournaments like this. So that could be a big no-no for players. You know, they won't be, they can't take place, they can't participate in World Cups for their national teams. While UEFA would take the same stance with the European Championships. So yeah, this is huge. This is huge. This would effectively replace the Champions League. And I thought when this first got announced, this would replace the Premier League for the big six teams. Even though, you know, some would say some would say Arsenal and Tottenham don't really count as a big team anymore, as a big six team, because, you know, in recent seasons, you know, I think they've been replaced by, you know, Leicester, Everton, West Ham this season. They've all been pushing up there. Well, you know, Chelsea, Tottenham and Spurs have been struggling recently. And yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. I'm on current. So what this would do, if this goes ahead, it would basically create a big bridge in football. Going, here's all the top teams, the top teams. We've got our own special little league, and all you little teams have not just money. You can just go and have your little leagues. You're pathetic, and the big boys, we're up here now. That's what this would do, and I don't agree with that. I don't like it, and I don't appreciate it, and it's greed, pure greed. Because apparently, if our Premier League the football team owners, the multi-millionaires, have agreed to this, you greedy bastards, man, you greedy bastards. Because this is all about money. You know, it's all about the money. That's what this is all about. It's about money. Because apparently this Super League is worth a lot of money. That's what this is all about at the end of the day. It's pathetic. And it's a big slap in the face to, you know, a lot of these clubs, you know, a lot of the fans, you know, the hard-working, you know, hard-grafting fans who love and support their football clubs through thick and thin. In Liverpool, Gary Neville said this, Liverpool, you know, Liverpool's a working class city, you know, the people's club, the people's town, you know, Liverpool football club, it's for everyone. And this is just a bitch slap to everyone. If we've signed up for this, if John Henry's agreed to this, I don't agree with it, man. I do not agree with this, and I really do hope it doesn't go ahead. Yeah, the UK government has criticised the plans. This is what a statement said. We are concerned this plan could create a closed shop at the very top of our national game. We have a football pyramid where funds from the globally successful Premier League flow down the leagues into local communities. You know, there's teams in League One and League Two and the National Conference teams that have really struggled with this pandemic, that have had to, you know, have gone into crisis. Have had to close. And their fans have been in disarray. You know, the clubs have been in disarray. The players and staff on furlough, while the big teams are all getting hundreds of millions to participate in a breakaway league. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Gary Neville had a big rant on Sky Sports. Watch it if you want. It's on their Facebook page. It was brilliant what he said. This is an absolute disgrace, he said. I'm a Man United fan. I've been a fan for 40 years. You know, honestly, we have to wrestle back the power in this country from the clubs at the top of this league. And that includes my club. It's pure greed, Neville said. They're imposters, the club owners. They're nothing to do with football in this country. There's 100-odd years of history in this country of fans who've lived and loved these football clubs. We're in the middle of a national pandemic and an economic crisis. Football clubs in the National League are going bust, furloughing players, and a lot of these are having Zoom calls about breaking away. Dock them all points tomorrow. Put them in the bottom of the league. Take money off them. Seriously, you have to stamp this. So Gary Neville's pissed. And there's some comments too. There's a lot of comments. Absolutely disgraceful behaviour from greedy owners who are going to ruin the league we know and love. I've been a United fan for 30 years and I'm appalled by this announcement. I completely agree. It shows how investors / chairmen really think about the fans. We're just customers. We're just customers at the end of the day. We're sheep, that have made these clubs. You must remember that through the Kerry Packer affair in cricket was the exact same. I don't know what that means. There are at least 100 professional clubs in England, spanning from the Premier League down to the National League. If they want to be in a European Super League, let them. Just kick them out the English football pyramid in the process. No longer welcome. Yeah. Pure greed. Kick them out the club. People are pissed. Reap what you sow, UEFA. They started the greed culture with the obscene Champions League money and repeatedly pandering to the richest leagues with regard to a number of entrants. With the number of entrants they entered the competition as all. Really disappointed in these clubs though. Screw them. All about the money. Go local. Go lower league. The teams entering this joke competition should be banned from every other competition forever. They are a disgrace. I can't stand with any of them. And I'll read two more. Let the English teams leave. If they leave, they leave. No second team in the Premier League or EFL. No FA Cup or League Cup entry. They must sever all ties and good riddance. Just pure greed. If UEFA stay against it, they wouldn't allow the players to play for their country either. Stuff the domestic fans. Cater to the plastics. Pathetic and embarrassing. Hopefully those who participate will be kicked out of the league. Yeah. So the fan reaction is very, very negative. I'm not a fan. Even though they did say the Premier League will still go ahead, and we will still, us and the big six teams will still be in the Premier League, which I thought, because I thought this was going to replace the Premier League, but it isn't. Thank God, it isn't. I had been worried. So yeah, guys, what are your thoughts on all this? On this European Super League? Would you think it will go ahead? If it goes ahead, what are your thoughts? It's all about greed. It's all about money and power. And it's ruining football. It's been ruining football for the last 10, 20 years. My dad says it perfectly. My dad's been a Liverpool fan since the 70s. Back in his day, football was a game. It was just a pure working class, hard man's working game. Football players who were on 50 quid a week. They're just going out there and grafting for the fans, for the club, for themselves. It was great. It was a sport, a pure sport. Nowadays, it's just a multi-billion-pound business, full of corruption, full of greed, and if this is where it's going, then yeah, woo, blimey, man. So, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on this? Comment below. Let me know. Yeah, guys. That's all I've got to say after reading it. So, yeah, guys, thank you all for watching. I'll see you soon.